You have stumbled your way into the Solid Signal podcast. Welcome. If this is your first time listening, awesome. If you're a long-time listener, even better. This week we're talking about a very interesting subject and one that I hope is going to spur lots of comments. I love it when you all leave comments on my videos and podcasts. The question is, how much security is worth giving up for convenience? Make no mistake, I'm a big fan of smart home products. I love the smart home products that we offer at Solid Signal, and I don't want to do anything that would discourage you from picking up a smart home product. But it does kind of make me wonder, when you have a device that is tracking you or a web page that is tracking you with such great precision, is it really worth it to use that? I was noticing in the last week or two, and I'm sure you have too, all the problems that Facebook has had. And it really comes down to you're using their service for free, and that turns you into their product. They're collecting this massive amount of information about you that they can use to basically describe you to anyone, even if it's anonymous. They can describe your habits, where you live, how you vote. It's a pretty interesting piece of information to find out, and you can go into Facebook settings and see what they really do know about you, and it's pretty interesting. But how that translates over to smart home products, well, a smart home product is obviously going to be tracking a lot of information about you. If you have a smart doorbell, it may be uploading information into the cloud. It may be able to tell when you get home, when you leave, establish a whole profile of habits. A service like Amazon's Alexa is getting a lot of information about you. If you have Alexa, and you really owe it to yourself to go into the Alexa app and look at all of the things that you have asked Alexa to do, because every single one of them is still there. You can delete your history, and I really think you should, but it's kind of interesting to see all the things that you've asked Alexa, and if you as a regular person were trying to come up with a profile of somebody who would ask all of those questions, you might end up with a very precise profile. It's a big question of how much we are willing to give up about ourselves for a little bit of convenience, just to make it easier to turn on the lights from the couch. And, my friends who are millennials, and I have admittedly very few, will tell me that it's not only a losing battle, it's a battle that's already lost. Why worry about giving up just a little bit of anonymous information about you that's going to be used for marketing purposes, because they're going to get it one way or the other. The feeling of millennials everywhere seems to be, well, they're tracking you anyway. You may as well get something out of it. On the other hand, some of the more reactionary boomer types are like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell them one thing about me. I keep all my money sewed up in my mattress. And then they're, of course, sorry that they told you that they keep all their money sewed up in their mattress. There's got to be a middle ground. I think that we should not walk away from smart home products, and I sure hope that you don't, because as I said, we sell a bunch of them over at solidsignal.com. But what we should do is demand that services like Amazon, like Google, like Facebook are much more responsible and accountable with the kind of information that they collect and with the ways that they use that information, and most importantly, your ability to restrict that information. Of course, there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of ways to look at it, but you should finally, at the end of the day, have full control over the information that you provide. You shouldn't have a bot looking over your shoulder without your permission, or even with your implicit permission. And what I mean by that is, you're using their service, in some way that you're giving them something. It's not fair for them to collect that kind of information and sell it without explicitly, and I mean in writing and really obvious, and not some long-term and condition kind of thing, which is 17 pages and nobody ever reads. That they should be telling you every time that they're passing that information along to somebody. And I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know the best way to do it, but I do know that this is something that is very important to think about for the near-term future. In the meantime, that's about all the time I have. I hope you guys have a great week. And do me a favor, leave lots of comments wherever you get this podcast, because I would like to kind of stir up a little controversy. Thanks so much.